Hi there, welcome to my channel. It's Christy here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini, if you don't know your Moon and Rising signs, there's a link in the description box to alwaysastrology.com. That way you can find out your Moon and Rising signs, and that way if for any reason this doesn't appeal to you this week, you can try viewing those, see if they are more helpful for you. That being said, I do hope that this resonates with you, Gemini, and is appealing and healing for you on some level. So this is a general reading for Gemini for the week of May 30th to June 6th. In the description box as well, there's a link to the cards I'm using, why I do what I do, and to my ebook as well. You can contact me for private readings anytime. Just get a hold of me through YouTube, obviously, Facebook, or Twitter. Soon I'll hope to have a website, so I really look forward to that. I am using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the main spread. I'll be doing a 5-card spread like I did last week. I find it felt relatively helpful for a week-long spread. I might switch it up a little bit next week though to keep it fresh. And then for additional messages, we'll be pulling from the Medicine Card Tarot here and the Healing with the Angels Tarot. So I wish for Gemini all success, joy, and beauty. I invoke spirits of love, light, and wellness. I call upon archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. And I ask that Gaia please bless this reading for Gemini. All right, lots of jumpers here. So far, in your central position here, Gemini, we have the card Tick-Tock. This is the card of both time and timelessness. Because it is a general reading, whatever is most prominent in your life, be it business, relationships, travel, health, etc. Whatever is most prominent for you this week is what I'll get you to apply these messages to. In saying that, we're looking at a sense of time, timelessness, running out of time, having all the time in the world. So just shades of that type of relativity. Also, I think it's worth mentioning that time is relative. You could feel that time is slipping away. You could feel like you're running out of it. You could feel like you've just begun something and it has all the time in the world. I believe that the round and round card was in your spread last week, so I do feel like what's going on here with the time situation is related to what was going on last week. This is a long-term karmic venture, situation, relationship, etc. That either has all the time in the world, like I said, or is running out of time. The round and round, by the way, is in your external or conscious position. And then what you're just coming out of, the energy you're just leaving through the week and coming into the week with is the Peace card. This is a very beautiful card to have in any position, quite frankly, Gemini. This means that you have felt as though you are either the bearer of peace, that you have, there is a dove here with an olive branch, so it could be that you feel as though you have offered the olive branch, you have been the conductor of peace, and that leads to a sense of stability or well-being or timelessness, if you will. But again, if you did it with expectation, if you did it to get something out of it, if you did it, for example, these fell in a clump, I'm going to keep shuffling. If you behaved in a way, or if someone around you behaved in a way as though they were acting peacefully or extending the olive branch, so to speak, in order to get something from it, not by virtue of doing it because it's the right thing, it's going to feel like it's stuck in time, okay? If, on the other hand, it was expressed or given without expectation and it was done for the right reasons just because it was the right thing to do and you didn't expect anything of it, then there could be a real sense of timelessness here for both parties, or if this was an internal conflict or an internal issue, that there could be a sense of, well, now you can be at peace with it and move on. You have the time that you need. And in your internal influence or subconscious position, we have the happy card. This is something that's internal to you. This amounts to a celebration. This person feels very confident, very happy. I mean, the words on the card are happy. So this person is really in their bliss. Because this is external and internal, we could be looking at a situation where you are the one who is able to bring your own happiness and joy into your life. You don't rely on others for it. On the other hand, that could lead to a sense of emptiness or incompletion because it's important for other people. Not that we need to find joy and love and success and fulfillment in other people, but we certainly need to be able to share it with them. So if that's the case and you feel this internally, it's important to, on a karmic level, really release that joy, share it with other people. We have the happy, and peace cards here, just at angles to one another, and a great big karmic card here. There's a great deal of energy here, Gemini. So whatever is going on for you this week, again, so you're looking at really large macro issues. You're looking at time or timelessness, karma or karmic relationships going around, things growing that have taken on a life of its own. Just which direction is it going? Peace. This is, when we think of macro size, gargantuan terms for humanity, we think of things like, peace and happiness and love and joy and etc. So you have two of these here. So there are large scale issues here for you this week, Gemini, and on a karmic level and on a timelessness level. I'm just really intrigued with these two cards right here. These are so closely related, just two sort of worlds. This is sort of a celestial or esoteric world. This is more within the material world. So you could be straddling these two worlds this week and trying to fit a sense of, say, esoteric peace and happiness into the material world, and you're stymied somehow by that because of something else that's ongoing. But if there's a great deal of energy around creating peace and happiness, good on you, and that's a wonderful place to pay attention to. And then in your probable outcome card, you have the Yin card. This is the female card, the feminine energy rather, and it is a female card. It's the feminine energy to the male energy, which is the yin yang symbol, the ancient Chinese symbol. It is a card of receptivity of women, relationships with women, reproductive system of women, anything really having to do with women, love, generosity, enjoyment, girlhood. I would say a great deal of receptivity and being a vessel for something. You're able to hold something, you're able to encapsulate something that other people can draw from, or you can feed or nourish other people from. So if you've been feeling stuck at all for the past little while, Gemini, and you feel like people aren't seeing your gifts for nurturing, or you haven't been in tune with them recently, this could be a really lovely week for you to get in tune with those. So that's marvelous, because that does take a great deal of effort. So if that's the case, congratulations, because it is worth looking into. So like I said, in the central position, I'm just going to look at these up close with you one by one for a moment each. We have the TikTok card. You can see that there is a hot air balloon on the clock. There is this sense of being pulled into sort of nothingness, again, like with the timelessness. This is a desert. It's sort of a yellow/gray card. This doesn't have to do with the emotions necessarily. Certainly the happy, and the round are more emotional cards. But like I said, whatever is going on here is closely related to the round and round, except that this is in the material world. So something either has for you this week all the time in the world, you needn't even think of it twice, or in opposition to that, there could be something that is literally running out of time, and it could be up to you to be the person to act as the peace bearer. It's interesting here too, because what you're just coming out of is peace. You have happiness inside, and you've got the receptivity. So perhaps you feel like this isn't yours to do. Like you don't need to do anything here because you've done your part. It's all out in the open. Someone else needs to pick up on it. Someone else needs to be receptive. You've laid it on the line. But I just feel, again, okay, so let's look at this card in detail for a moment. If you expressed this sense of peace or togetherness, forgiveness, acceptance, etc., any word terminologies that come to you when you think of peace, right? If you did it with the intention of a specific reaction that you're not getting, or you don't think you'll get, or you're going to be, mad if you don't get it type thing, I think you'll be disappointed. If you did it because it was the right thing to do, you'll be pleasantly surprised at what occurs because of it, even if it wasn't in imagination land what you wanted it to be. Because there is the egg here, symbolic in a symbolic way. You're looking at issues of fertility, something growing within, something taking form, something coming to light, and there's hearts. So there's a lot of love here. And again, ultimately, the dove with the olive branch in her feet there. So you were willing to express something or to share something. Pardon me, that was in an attempt to create peace. I think what mattered here, though, is intention. So just keep that in mind, especially if you don't get what you want this week because of that behavior. Even if it was out of goodwill and you did it out of goodwill, I think if there was any intention bearing there, there could be a kickback because of that. You have the karmic card in your external influence or conscious position here. This is just basically something that you're aware of. That other people are bringing into the situation, or that you are causing in the situation here. And this is, again, a heavy karmic card. This is something that started off really small, that was somewhat of a little bit of a seed, and is now growing into something that's sort of a little bit larger than you expected it to be, or took on even a life of its own. That it is fairly uncontrollable now, and particularly if it was in the esoteric, emotional, or psychological world, it is manifesting in the material world here for you. And with the happy card in your internal or subconscious position, you're happy about the situation this week no matter what. I hope this is a legitimate feeling for you and you're not trying to shadow or cover something up or mask something here. But because it is internal, I feel like this is something you're bringing to the table because it's genuine to you. However, it could be reactionary. You could feel like it was the right thing. I did the right thing. There's nothing to feel bad about. And I'm going to keep myself on my toes and feel happy, successful, and celebratory regardless, which is great. There's really nothing wrong with feeling that way. The only caution I would have here with relation to the rest of the cards is that this deserves to be shared, okay? These two attitudes, feelings, behaviors, okay, the happy and the peace really deserve to be shared with others. So don't hoard this. If you are feeling happy and it is genuine, really release it and share it with others in a genuine way. And again, with your probable outcome card here, Gemini, we have the yin card. It's very pink. It's very soft. You can see there is an overflowing cup here. This could be a highly emotional card as well. There could be an excess of emotions having to do with a female or females, or relationships around female energy or reproduction, or issues of the heart in a romantic sense. Wow, a bunch fell out. Let's just shuffle till we get one. So nothing, overarchingly negative. I wouldn't say anything here, Gemini. There was just, the only thing I would caution about is a sense of authenticity here, particularly with the happy, because I think you're dealing with something on a much, much larger level. Two cards jumped out. I am going to use each of them. I'll speak of them briefly here. The lizard card's keyword is dreaming. If this is a situation you're finding yourself in relationally or business or emotionally that you found, if you just did certain things or if you just followed a certain step and you acted a certain way, you were promised to get a certain response, you might have been dreaming about that, because that is the type of assumption that amounts to a sense of an attempt to control someone else's reaction. And we know that we just can't control other people's reactions. When we do things, they have to come from the heart, and we have to manifest those in a positive and in a non-expecting way. So if you were dreaming about something and it's not working out for you the way you wanted, it could be because you were trying to manipulate rather someone else's reaction to it, and that's just, it's always going to feel like a downfall if we do that. We certainly can't force someone else to behave a certain way or even react a certain way. We can only be true to ourselves. And then next to it is the card Armadillo, and its keyword is boundaries. So here we're looking at both dreaming and boundaries. And I think this week, believe it or not, Gemini, I think the brakes are being put on this dream state around how this is being handled here. It could even be left over from last week, where again, I remember you having the round and round card. I think it was in a different position here. But no matter where it shows up in your reading, it's still a karmic card, and it's still a very deep card. So dreaming and boundaries are other words to contemplate this week. And ultimately, blessings. This is the final card for your reading. We have happy, we have peace, we have blessings. So I would really spend a lot of time this week countering all attempts at complaining and criticism, Gemini, by counting your blessings. So I will leave it there for you. If you have any comments about it that you want to share with me, please comment below. Let me know what you think of the reading. Like and subscribe for weekly readings. Make sure you tune in next week for your next weekly reading. And until then, please take good care. I will see you next time, Gemini. Bye for now.